Alrighty, welcome back everybody. It's a 2012 Fantasy Weasel football season here, reporting live from Navarre Beach, Florida at my mother-in-law's house. I'm going to tell you something right now. It's good to have in-laws in Northwest Florida. And here we sit for Labor Day weekend. I hope this Labor Day weekend finds everybody doing well and relaxing, as I know you all do deserve it. Thoughts and prayers with those down there in Okinawa, as I know a typhoon has recently went by there. Hope everybody survived that storm and able to relax a little bit, as I know there's a lot of work involved after a big storm goes through. But let's get cut to the chase here. Let's do a quick recap of last year, and then we're going to go over this year's draft. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Defending champ Big Dogs, he's got a tall order in front of him to defend his title, because I'm here to tell you right now, as far as my draft stats go, not looking so hot for the Commandant down there in Okinawa. But last year, you know, the Big Dogs pulled off a big one. He had a record of 8-6, very similar to the Super Bowl champs New York Giants, who, you know, they're the Super Bowl champs with a regular season record of 9-7. The Big Dogs not far off with a regular season of 8-6, and still pulled off the playoffs, and he came away as the Fantasy Weasel football champ there. So congrats, Chief Easton. But you know who had the best record of the regular season last year? We had the team with 13-1, and the Raiders, who finished second at 12-2. But after a quick analysis of the draft results, here's how it goes. We got the Misawa Misfits, who are currently stationed at Moody. Don't know if Chris Hudson plans on changing his name, but he is the kind of the Moody Misawa Misfits now here in southern Georgia. I'm up in middle Georgia at Robbins, and our first game of the season is between he and I. It's going to be the battle of the Georgians there, Robbins and Moody. First game of the weekend. Chris, good luck, because I know you'll need it. However, as far as draft results are concerned, you are #1 head of the pack. We got Andy, Pennsylvania Quakers there, #2, 3. Sabas, the team, 3rd in draft results. Myself, the Captain B winning, because you know if you play Captain B winning, you will be losing this year. I think I am 4th as far as you look at the draft results there, folks. Awaiting downtime, 5th. Hachinohe Lion Dogs, 6th. 7th would be Da Raiders. 8th, Big Dogs. Chiefs 7th and 8th there. Big Dogs finished in 8th, I think, in the draft results. Moving on down, another surprise. He talked a lot of talk coming into the league, saying, hey, you guys, I don't know if you guys are ready for my caliber of fantasy managing. But he came in. He didn't do so hot last year, but you know, he did finish, let's see, he finished 10th last year out of 12, just ahead of me, which is saying a lot. But anyway, Shirtlift, the Midway Monsters, 9th in the draft as far as I see it. Cool Whipped. Yeah, whipped in the past tense, because I think that's what you got a lot coming your way this year. 10th in the draft. Ice Worms, you know, J-Bar. I don't know what they're doing to you up in the QA shop, but your drafting skills have dropped off dramatically since you moved out of the AMU. And then Mark Steel Grinders, you may need to check some of the PPE you're wearing out there in the private sector, because your drafting of TO really made me start wondering what kind of personal protection you're wearing out there concerning the draft results. However, I did take some quick notes there to pass on. You know, hey, you know, this is not just some arbitrary stratification I got going on here. You know, I still have to justify to the crew here on how stratification goes. Moody, I think you should probably change it to Moody Misawa Misfits or Moody Misfits there, Chris. But I'm going to tell you something. You got a great team going on here. As I picked you #1 in the draft. You picked up Michael Vick, and we all know so long as he maintains a healthy, you know, wearing the rib cage protectors and all that bit, Michael Vick's going to be a big threat to everybody out there playing you every week. You got Dwayne Bowe, Victor Cruz. I would like to have him myself. Eli Manning, one of the favorite targets of Eli Manning out there. And then I'm going to tell you something. You brought it strong with your running back core with Marshawn Lynch and then McCoy out of the Eagles. And then you got Pettigrew as your tight end from Detroit. I tell you, anybody playing with the Misfits this year, you got a tall order in front of you. So, Chris, I think you did real well as far as the draft's concerned. #2, the Pennsylvania Punks, Andy Kaufman out there, the avionics manager for the wing out there, and Misawa. You know what? He stole Aaron Rodgers, and I'm sure Chief Bradford had a few choice words for him once he took that. But your backup there, Andrew Luck. Aaron Rodgers likes to run quite a bit, so if he gets hurt, you got Luck as your backup. I don't know about that one there, Andrew, but you do have Greg Jennings, so obviously Rodgers likes to find Jennings in the end zone, so that's a double-double win-win there, as Radford Raiders found out last year, along with you got Nate Burleson, and you got Frank Gore and Sean Green as your running backs, along with a San Francisco defense, which I would have loved to have myself. Good pickup by you, along with Vernon Davis, a tight end for San Francisco. They don't like to pass a lot, but when they do pass, I know they like to hit their tight end there. Smith likes to hit Davis there in the end zone, so good on you, Andy. Number 2 in the draft. Number 3, moving on down, the Dream Team, as I like to call him, Cavazos, a retiree. You know, we've got a strong retiree core in our league this year. I mean, we've got 1, 2, 3. Let's see, I got 4 retirees in the league this year, between Jim Rice, John Barber, Sabas Cavazos, and Mark Steele Grinders. And the Dream Team, I don't know what he's doing these days for a living, but obviously he's got a lot of time to review and study and analyze the draft picks there, as he is 3rd in the draft analysis as far as I'm concerned. He picked up Romo. He is a Dallas fan, no surprise. Romo, a lot of people like to give him a lot of crap, but he is a solid quarterback, so no surprise. He picked up Vincent Jackson, who's recently moved over from San Diego down to Tampa Bay, but you don't know who he's got delivering the ball to him. So I actually picked up Vincent Jackson, another one in my drafts, but solid pick, good hands, so I think he's going to be a favorite target for anyone whose team he's on. Ray Rice, I mean, Sabas, you stole him from me 2 years ago in the draft. It's no surprise you picked up Ray Rice, a perennial yards carrier. They like to punch in the end zone with Ray Rice, so the Ravens, no doubt. But then DeMarco Murray. I think this was probably a hard pick on your part because you're a freaking Cowgirls fan. DeMarco Murray, I don't know him. Felix Jones, I don't know who is it that Jerry Jones likes that day. That's who's going to be carrying the ball. However, you made up for it. You got Antonio Gates as a tight end. You got the Baltimore defense. But then you picked up a Houston defense. I'm sorry, you picked up the Houston defense, not Baltimore defense. The Houston defense. The Baltimore defense went to Misawa Misfits there, but the Houston defense, really? Yeah, I don't know what you got going on there, but the rest of your team is totally solid. So I hope I don't have to play it too much this year. Moving on to number 4, we had myself, Captain B, winning. I hope that's going to be happening a lot, as I finished second from dead last year above the Ice Worms. I mean, but I think I did have a decent draft this year. I picked up Matty Ice, I think, with Roddy White, Julio Jones, Tony Gonzalez, and Michael Turner in the backfield. I think Matt Ryan's got a big year ahead of him, so he's my starting quarterback. Malcolm Floyd for San Diego. He's taken up the number 1 spot since Vincent Jackson did leave. Ryan Matthews, kind of a question mark for a running back as far as myself, but I think he's going to put us some big numbers as long as he gets the carries and stays healthy. And then I got Michael Turner, obviously from Atlanta, as reasons I just explained. And, you know, kind of a hard pick felt. I picked up Randy Moss. I think it's going to be a big win for San Francisco this year. I don't know, it's just kind of an experienced pick, not based on a lot of things, just what he's done in the past. I do have the Giants defense. I'm looking for lots of sacks and lots of interceptions Wednesday night, so go New York against the freaking Cowgirls. And then, you know, dark horse, this is kind of a, you know, throughout to Pittsburgh there, Jim Rice had Lion Dogs to pick up Jonathan Dwyer. I think he's got a lot of potential, and with Mendenhall and Redmond kind of hurt quite a bit, I'm looking for big things from first-year guy Jonathan Dwyer, so that's number 4 for myself. And then number 5, moving on down, we got to waiting downtime. John Barber, I'm going to tell you, from day one, John Barber, you know, he talks a lot. He's got a pretty good golf game, but he also knows how to draft pretty darn good. He's got Joey Flacco in his lineup. Of course, he picked up Arian Foster. He picked up Julio Jones. But he picked up Carolina's running back D. Williams. And then I like your pick, John, with RG3. Obviously, Redskins fan, but he runs a lot. We don't know he's a rookie. There's a lot of rookies starting this year. And then you picked up a Seattle defense. But I'm going to tell you, I mean, even with those things said, you still got a solid, I think, a 5th-place team going on there to boot, to starting off this season there. So, John, don't know how hard you're working on the modifications over there, but obviously you made time to do a good analysis on your draft there.